Faxers, thanks for coming to watch another video today. So this video is going to be all about choosing what planner you need for 2015. So I've gotten a couple questions to my email recently, and it's asking me a couple things. What planner should I choose? And then also, how should I set it up? So the first portion of this is choosing a planner for 2015 part 1 is going to be what kind of planner do you want. The second one is going to be setting up a planner such like this as a file of facts for part 2. So that's part 2. So for right now, let's get into all these planners that I have with me right now, and I'll go through each one of them and I'll show you the benefits and the drawbacks of each one so that you can see which one you want to purchase for yourself. So the first one that I'm going to start with is a file of facts. So a file of facts in general, like I said, this is about the type of planner that you want. A file of facts can come in many different varieties. So there's a few that zip, there's majority of them button up. There's a bunch of different kinds. There's like a Malden, there's a Finsbury, there's an original. There's just so many, you guys, that it's really hard to tell. You're going to go to fileofacts.com and you're going to look and find which one you want, or find a seller on Facebook, or find somebody on Instagram that's selling. That's for a whole nother video. This type of planner, though, is going to give you a few things. It's going to give you room to store things. Most of them have room to store things in their pockets. The original doesn't have a lot of room, but most of them do. But then you can stick things in. So the best thing about the file of facts is that there are rings. There's 6 rings. You can cut your paper down, hole punch it, and stick it in. So then you have the ability to put whatever inserts you want in your file of facts. So you have that kind of freedom there. You have the freedom to put any sections that you want in your file of facts. So there's tons of things that you can use your file of facts for, and a lot of times people find with spiral bound planners, they cannot personalize them with their different sections. So you might take notes the way that I do. I take a lot of notes in my file of facts, so I need that paper in there, at least, even if it's just even if this is just 4 notes. I need something where I can write notes down, and you may have a notebook for that, and that's okay. But you need to know if you're the kind of person that needs to have everything in one place like this, and be able to change out your inserts from time to time and figure out which ones you really want. So there's tons of inserts out there, and like I said, that's for another video for setting up your planner. But for right now, a very brief run through of the file of facts or any type of ringed binder is going to give you a lot of personalization. It's going to give you a lot of personalization freedom. It's going to allow you to stick in and out whatever you want. Also, you can take this complete thing out and put it into another file of facts, which is something that a lot of people like. So investing in a file of facts is investing in a lot more than just a planner. It's kind of like all in one. So that's the file of facts. We are all a little bit familiar with that, I think. I'm going to move on to another type of planner, but also a brand. So I've done a video on personal planner before, and so this is another option for you. Personalplanner.com is a great website, and this is a great seller, Lisa, and this is also a great planner. So this one, I've done a whole separate video on this. I am just going to briefly mention. You have the spiral bound, so everything's already in there. Here is a strap it comes with, and you can personalize the front cover, the back cover, and pretty much anything you want with this particular brand. So when you go inside of this one here, you get an envelope that comes with this, and like I said, I have personalized mine by just snapping holes in it, and you can go to my video if you're interested for that. And with this planner, you are going to be able to get vertical lines like the way that I have it, or you can get them like the way the File of Facts brand does it. So this also comes with personalization because you can personalize it to whatever you want it to look like. There's paper in the back for notes, and that's what you're going to get with the personal planner. So that is option number 2. It also comes with the roller. Check out my separate video if you're interested in a more detailed look of this. But option number 2 is to go ahead and get a personal planner, and they come in different sizes. This size is, compared to a File of Facts, about the same size, I would say. If you can see it, it doesn't really hang out the sides. The only thing that hangs out is the spiral part of it. So that is good news, and that is your second option. Another and cheaper option that you have is a disc-bound planner. So this is a disc-bound planner by Martha Stewart for Avery line. It is the mint one. It comes in with a strap here, and when you open it, I have bought some extras here, so that's why mine looks a little different than the way you will get it. There's pockets here on the side, and this is compared to a Filofax, a little bit bigger, as you can see up there. If I put it all the way down, that's about how much taller it is. But if you actually close it, you have this whole section over here for the discs that makes it a little bit bigger. I've actually carried this in a purse before, and it doesn't really travel well because of the rings, or the discs, I should say. So that's something to keep in mind. But inside, this is a much cheaper option for you if you're just starting out using a planner. If you can buy the paper and the dividers that go along with it. So these are the dividers that you can get. And here is some note paper that you can get. I would just like to mention that you need to have a hole punch for this disc in order for it to hole punch correctly. So you're going to spend a little bit of money on that hole puncher, and that might not be something you want to do. But this is an option for you if you're at Staples and you don't have time or money to get a Filofax or any other planner for that matter. So that is option number 2, or 3, I should say, for you. The next option that I have here is a little bit more on the pricier side, but definitely it's worth it, I would say, if you do purchase one of these. This is an Erin Condren Life Planner, and I'm sure you've seen it a million times, not only on my videos, but on YouTube, and you can search for these if you're interested in a in-depth review. But this is another option for you for 2015. Here you have a really nice coil. You can personalize this cover. She has all types of personalization options there for you. You can personalize the back as well. And with this one, you are going to not have as much personalization with it, but it is beautiful and it is useful. I added this personal pocket for myself. With these coil clips, like I said, she has ways you can personalize, and that's one of them. Now, I'm going to show you really quickly. You're going to get a month at a glance. You are going to get, and like I said, this is very quickly, you're going to get a, that was months at a glance, several months at a glance. These are a month at a glance, so you're going to have really big work area here. This is a much bigger compared to a Filofax. As you can see, even just setting it here on top is showing the difference between the two. So here's my December month, and you can just see the difference in just the squares alone. That's a huge difference, and that might be something you want to consider. I personally like to carry something like this with me, and then I like to refer to this, for example, when I'm filling in my smaller one, and just make sure that everything corresponds. So that's there with the Erin Condren. And then when you open up, you have these week at a glance sections, which come in vertical as well, and you can cover up morning, day, and night if you're interested in that. And there's plenty of space for you to work here if you need a lot of space, and that's something to consider, how much space you actually need, how much planning you actually need to get done. So like I said, that's the Erin Condren. If you're looking for a more in-depth review of it, there's some wonderful things in this planner, and you want to look that up separately. This is just an option for you. Option number 4, Erin Condren Life Planner. Then I come to my option number 5, and these are going to be more on your affordable side, and you're going to want to jump on this quickly, which is why I'm doing this video so soon. These here are sugar paper LA planners, and they are very affordable, very beautiful planners that you can get from ranging from about $5.99 to about $9.99 at your local Target if you work quickly. So I actually have been interested in showing this to you guys. I actually returned one of the pink ones that I had because I am in love with this blue color. So I'm going to show you the first one. I am going to be using this one for my purse planner. This will never come out of my purse. This will consistently stay in there for reference. I don't know about you, but I don't necessarily like to take out a huge Erin Condren planner when I'm on the road and schedule something in. I would rather it be in something small like this, and then later on transfer it over. So this is just an option for you. This is a smaller Sugar Paper LA planner, and with this one, you're just going to get all 12 months, and then you're going to get one note paper in the back. But if you don't have a lot of things to schedule, but you still want to get a really cute planner, this might be an option for you. The size difference is here. Like I said, it's not as thick, definitely not as thick, definitely not as wide or as tall. Here is what I consider to be a larger Sugar Paper LA planner. I love the gold and the blue, and I love the size of it. It's not as small as the one that I had showed you in my previous video. It's actually a little bit bigger. So if you put this up against the Filofax, you can see that it's actually a lot bigger there in this wise, and then up there as well. So that it's not as big as an Erin Condren, as I'll show you. As you can see here, it's a little bit smaller, so it's a great purse size if you want to carry it, and then it's not as small as a personal planner. So there it is right there stacked up with those. And so this is kind of like an in-between. And so this is kind of like an in-between in the middle planner. And with this one, personally, and in particular I should say, you are going to get the 12 months. And you are going to get pretty big squares. I don't think I need anything bigger than this. I think for the Erin Condren, I like to use stickers and things, so that helps me out with the space. But if I'm just jotting things in, I don't think I need anything bigger than that for my personal preference. That's why I usually use a personal. And then back here, you're going to get a pretty good chunk of note section back here. So that's pretty good, because even if, like you said, you like to take notes, but you don't have a Filofax, you can easily tab these on the side, and this is YouTube, this is my blog, this is that, and then just start that over again when you don't need it. So that is another option for you. Also at Target is this new type of planner that they have out from Sugar Paper LA. And so this one says notes on the front, and I really like this one because for some reason the pink planners are kind of like a little bit too bright for my style right now, I would say. So anyways, when you open this up, I didn't show this in my last video, but I'm sure you've seen them. And if you haven't, you're going to get untabbed, mind you, untabbed months. So I have all of my untabbed months all the way up until December of 2015 in here. These are really big squares. There's room for notes here, but they're much bigger squares than you could ever ask for. And then when you get here to this pocket, here's a really nice pocket in the middle of it. You are going to end up here at a notes section. So with this notes section right here, you get a ton of paper, and what I really liked about this was that I love to bullet journal. That's one of the things that I do love, and I haven't found a happy medium between my planners, but I really like the idea of using these for two things. One, using this as, here is my calendar of scheduled events, and then here is my day-to-day notes, bullet journal style. And then here, or possibly here are my YouTube and blog posts, and then here is where I write down all of my notes and ideas. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about using that for, but that is definitely an option for you if you're a bullet journal and you're looking for a planner for 2015 as well. There are a lot of options out there. There's way more options than what I've showed you, but as far as just the type of planner, whether you want a disc bound planner, whether you want a Filofax, whether you want a spiral, that's kind of what I wanted to get at. What I wanted to do was show you the different types of planners, and then there's also different brands in here. I'm going to mention and show pictures of some of the other ones, like a Midori. A lot of you use a Midori, and I am actually waiting on my Happy Dory to arrive. So when that arrives, you will see a video on that as well. But I'm going to insert a couple photos of a couple other planners that I think you can definitely look up and use. And then to come will be how to set up your Filofax for 2015, so stay tuned for that, and also how I plan on using my planners for 2015. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any other further questions, go ahead and email me, and like I said, I'll try to get to them. And if not, stay tuned for part 2, where I show you how to set up your Filofax for the new year. Happy planning!